Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha. I'm a freelance makeup artist based in London, and today I'm going to show you 10 different ways of using the Danessa Myricks Colorfix. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. So if you haven't watched it yet, I would recommend checking out part 1 of this video, where I've spoken more about the formula and swatched all the shades that I have. Since then, I have also bought some more shades, and also there's some new formulas within the Colorfix family that's been introduced. So let me know if you'd like a part 3 where I'm going to swatch and talk about the newer formulas and the new colors that I've added to my kit. But let's continue with this video. So the first way I like to use the Danessa Myricks Colorfix is as an under eye concealer. So as you can tell, a difference between the two under eyes and also on top of my eyelid. So on the screen right now, the right side looks a little bit discolored and also tired compared to the eye on the left. So I'll show you how I use the Colorfix products to neutralize and also to brighten up the eye area. So here I'm going to show you actually two different ways of using Colorfix. So one as a concealer, and the second one actually to use as an eye primer where you want to neutralize any discoloration on the eyelid. So using this instead of a concealer is much better because these are self-setting products, so you don't need powder to set it. Although personally, I do prefer setting it with a translucent powder. But in general, especially if you have normal eyelids, you do not need to set it with powder. And also it's great that once it's set on the skin, these products do not budge. So let's start with the under eye concealing first. So Danessa Myricks also has Colorfix in the nude shade. So these are more skin tone colors. So on the left here, I'm showing you how nude 4 looks against my skin tone. And on the right here is nude 6. So these are the two tones that I tend to use for my skin tone. If I want a close match to my skin tone, I use N4. But if I want to do some color correction, I prefer N6 because it has a warmer, almost like a peachy kind of an undertone to it. So here's a close-up of the two shades that I'll be using. The top one is nude 6. And the bottom is nude 4. And here I'm just showing you on a clear palette how much of the product I've used. So it's a very small amount. So be careful with how much you're applying because too much of product can very easily look quite cakey and heavy under the eyes. Also, these are waterproof, so great for bridal work especially. So I'm first going to use the shade nude 6, and I'm using a small blending brush with this. And I'm going to apply it just where I see discoloration under my eyes. And you can see that it immediately corrects the inner corner darkness and also in that groove that I have under the eyes, where the socket meets the cheeks actually. Just blending in with my fingers, adding a little bit more to cover the discoloration at the outer corner of my eyes. Again, just tapping everything in with my fingers. And this is the difference. Next, to brighten up, I'm going to use the shade nude 4. So it's slightly lighter than the first shade. And I'm applying it just to the hollows of my eye, if that makes sense. So it's going to brighten up that area and make it look lifted. And again, just blending out the edges with my finger. The warmth of the finger really helps in blending out the Colorfix products. Next, as an option, you can set this with powder. I do have quite oily eyes. So I'm going to take a small amount of the Danessa Myricks Evolution powder. This is the shade number 1, which is translucent. So it doesn't really add much brightness or anything to the skin. It just literally sets the skin. Next, for my discoloration on the top eyelid, I'm going to use the lighter of the two shades. So using nude 4, and that'll help to cover any darkness on my top eyelid and also brighten up the eyelids. So taking it all the way from the lash line to my brow bone. And just lightly setting everything with that same translucent powder that we used. So that's step 1 and 2. So using the Colorfix Nude range as an under eye concealer and also on the top eyelid as an eye primer. A third way I like to use the Colorfix is by again using the nude 4 shade, and this time using it as a spot concealer. So anytime I have an acne, a blemish, or hide any of my old scars, this is the product I use. So I have left a couple of scars bare just to show you the application. There's one right on top of my right brow right here. And then I've left one on my cheek as well. So again, working with the small amount that's still remaining on the palette. So using the shade nude 4. Using it on my favorite brush. This is a brush by Hakuhodo. Unfortunately, the number has rubbed off. But any small pointed crease brush will work essentially. So I like to work with small amounts of the product and just literally dab onto the acne scarring, or work around the acne if it's more of a raised acne. And then as an option, you can also tap in with your finger to blend with the surrounding skin. And as you can see here, when I come up close, both the scars are completely concealed. So that's the third way I love to use Colorfix. The fourth way I like to use Colorfix is to use it to fill in my brows. And the shade I love for my brow color is the shade Trooper. It's like a gray-brown kind of a tone. Very unique but beautiful shade. And in the tube, it may look like it's very light for my hair color, but you'll see in a minute that's absolutely fantastic because it doesn't make the brows look too stark, if that makes sense. So this is fantastic. If you want a slightly deeper effect, you can mix a little bit of the black Colorfix, which is called Blackout. Just add a very small amount to this and that'll create a darker shade if you wish. So again, just using a very small amount, as you can see. And this is the brush I like to use to fill in my brows. This is by My Kit Co. It's from the Pro range and the number is 1.11. So taking very, very small amounts of the product and filling in any of the gaps that I see on my brow. I don't want a block brow, so I'm creating a soft yet defined brow. And you can really tell the difference between the two brows here. So I really enjoy using this as a brow product because it is waterproof and it is budge proof. So if you're a person who sweats a lot, this product will be fantastic because it's going nowhere once it's set. The next way I like to use Colorfix is to use it to create a cut crease. So I'm going to use again the Colorfix Nude range using the shade Nude 4 along with the My Kit Co Pro brush. This is their My Cut Concealer brush and the number is 0.26. I'm just loading up the brush with the product. I'm going for like a half cut crease. So creating the shape, making sure they're even on both the eyelids and then filling up the eyelid space. And then once I have that, I'm going in with my finger to blend the edges between the nude shade and the other colors that I have on the eyelid. And again, as with other Colorfix products, once this is set, it is not going anywhere. I personally prefer a more long-wearing product instead of a concealer, just because on my eyelid, the concealer can tend to crease, whereas this does not. And then later I just topped it off with eyeshadow and you can see that it applies absolutely beautifully with no issues at all. I literally had to go in just once with my finger and that was enough to apply enough eyeshadow all over. And that's another way you can get use from your Colorfix products. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, definitely give it a like and also consider subscribing to my channel. Back to the video. A sixth way I like to use Colorfix is to use it as an eyeliner. In this example, I'm going to use the black shade just because I find that it's going to be a nice contrasting shade with the eyeshadows that I have going on. So this is the black shade from the line called Blackout. It's a matte finish and the brush I'm going to be using is by My Kit Co. It is from the Pro range and the number is 1.22. And again, just taking a small amount on a palette at a time and working from that. And just creating a thin eyeliner on my top lash line. And this eyeliner, I kid you not, is not going to budge, smudge, go anywhere. Once it is set, it is definitely budge proof. And you can cry with it, go for a swim with it, it is not going to budge. And then before it sets, you can also take in a pointed cotton bud and clean up the edge if you'd like. And also not to forget that you can not only use these colors on their own, but you can also mix 2 or more shades to create a completely custom shade. The next way I like to use Colorfix is to use it as a blush. So because it's such a long wearing product, you do not have to worry about this blush fading or moving or going anywhere. Literally, it's going to stay put the entire day. So for this demo, I'm going to be using the matte Colorfix. This is the shade Latte. It's a muted pink, beautiful on all skin tones. I'm just applying a very small amount to the palette and then stippling it on my cheeks. And you can build up the color to your heart's desire. So here I'm going in with a second layer just to add more color to the cheeks. And in case you're curious, the brush I'm using is from my friend. This is called Co Artistry Tools and the number is 1.4. Another way I like to use Colorfix is to use it as a liquid lipstick. Now, these can be a little bit drying on the lips, so you can layer this on top with a lip gloss or a creamy lipstick. But because these are extremely long wearing, if you apply it to clean, dry lips, these are going to stay put the entire day. So here I'm going to mix the 2 shades that I used on my eyes. So the first one is Latte and the second one is Chocolate. So I'm going to mix these two shades to fill my entire lip. And then I'm going in with just the shade Latte and applying that to the center of my lips. And that creates a nice dimensional lip. Another way I really love to use the Danessa Myricks Colorfix is to use it as a face highlighter. So if you like a more subtle highlight, I would recommend the cream formulas. The shade I'm using is Ballerina, which is a beautiful soft pink kind of a shade. And I'm going to take a very small amount and tap it on the top of my cheekbones. And as you can see, it blends in beautifully into the skin and creates a soft glow to the skin. And if you'd like to amp up the glow, you can apply a Colorfix foil as a face highlighter. Here I'm using the shade Milky Way, and I'm going to layer it on top of Ballerina. You can see that from a soft glow, we've gone to a more sparkly, high shine finish. And this is what it looks up close on my skin. And this looks extra special under yellow lighting. So if you're in a club or something, this will look fantastic. And the 10th way I like to use Colorfix is to use them as mascara. So you can of course apply this with a disposable spoolie, or you can apply it with a mascara brush. But the tool I wanted to share with you guys are these little floss heads. So these make for amazing mascara wands, especially for getting more detailed or close to the lash line. So I'm going to use the shade Valentine, which is like this beautiful hot pink shade. So just taking a small amount and brushing it through my lashes. And because the floss head is so small, I can go from the top of my lashes and the bottom. So that way the lashes are completely coated in the color of choice. And of course it is buildable. I've just applied one coat to my top and bottom lashes. But you can imagine this applied in layers. You can really amp up and make the lashes quite voluminous. And this is what my lashes look up close. And you can imagine doing this in pretty much any color that Danessa Myricks Colorfix offers, and also a mix to create a custom shade. The neons especially look absolutely stunning through the lashes, and especially under UV light, they look brilliant. So as you can tell, the Danessa Myricks Colorfix is a very versatile product, and it's not just 10, there's many more uses for this product. So if you'd like another part where you can see another 10 ways to use Colorfix, let me know and hopefully I can come up with 10 more ways of using the Colorfix. If you found this video helpful, definitely give this video a like and also consider subscribing for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!